sound producing materials. So generally we can say the sound is produced due to the vibration of particles in that matter. This is the cause of production of sound. Sound is produced due to the vibration of particles in that material or matter or objects. That is how sound is produced. Now if you see, in human being also sound is produced. All the human beings, when they talk, sound is produced. So in this human being, we are considering the whole human being. We are not talking about that person who are not able to talk. Most of the human. The human being, when they are talking, sound is produced. How sound is produced from the human being? And you can easily observe the sound is produced from this part. This part. This we call the voice box. It is voice box or larynx. The sound is produced from the human being, from the part of voice box. This is the voice box, this part. There are so many other organs inside, but we are not concerning about that different parts. We are not going biologically. We need only the physical concept involved in that organ. So the sound from the human being is produced by the voice box. Then inside the voice box, in this part, what actually presents? In this part, here, there are two strip-like structures are grown. The tissues are grown in the form of strip in the opposite direction, like this. That is strip-like structures are known as vocal cords. They are vocal cords. So inside the voice box, there is a strip-like structure here at this part. And that they are grown from both the sides inward direction. That two strip-like structures are vocal cords. So basically the sound is produced from this vocal cord. How? Whenever we force out the air is forcibly coming from the lungs. The air is forcibly coming out from the lungs. That forced out air strike the vocal cords. The vocal cords in this way. When the forced air strikes the vocal cords vibrate like this. The vocal cords vibrates. In the vibration of vocal cords, sound is produced. Because sound is produced due to the vibration. Here the vocal cords are vibrating and the sound is produced. This is how sound is produced from the voice box in every human being. Right? But the sound produced from every human being is different. Every human being means we categorize the human beings, adult, grown adult, and children. Children. In adult also, male and female. Male, female. In children also, the same two categories. Male, female. So, at last we have four categories. The sound from all these four categories is different. The reason behind this is the structure of vocal cords. Structure of vocal cord means the size and thickness of vocal cords of every individual is different. You see, अपने family में ही देखें. If there are 4 members, all the 4 members are having different voice. Your father, mother, suppose 2 kids, 2 children, one is brother and sister. So 4 members. All the voice, the sound of all the 4 members is different. It is because of the structure of vocal cord. In the structure, thickness and length. Thickness of vocal cord, length of vocal cord, and the stiffness of vocal cord. Stiffness of vocal cord. So, the sound produced from the individual depends on these 3 things. And these 3 things are different in different person. Okay. In every individual, the thickness of vocal cord is different, length of vocal cord is different, and the stiffness. Stiffness means how much they are stretched. Even the stretching level also depends, also cause that for how the sound is produced, how much sound is produced. In the beginning, I took a rubber band. On plucking the rubber band, the sound is produced. How much it is stretched? If it is stretched more stiffness produces. For different stiffness, for different stretching of rubber band, different kind of produced from the same rubber band. In human being also the same thing. All the vocal cords are made up of tissues. But the same kind of tissue is in different structure. That's why the sound is different in different human being. Now we come to the nature of sound from adult male, female, child, male. In the place of child, we can take the babies, small babies. And in this sound, the length of vocal cord, length and thickness of vocal cord. In male adult, the length is different from the female adult. Thickness also different. Thickness is different. It is because the stiffness is different. It is stretched in different manner. In male adult, the length is longer. The length of vocal cord longer than this one, shorter. In babies, because of their size, obviously the length will be shorter. It will be shorter. For both male and female baby, definitely the length of vocal cord will be shorter than the adult, grown person. But in these two categories, male and female, here in male baby somewhat it is longer than this one. So in this thickness, coming to the thickness, in male it is thicker than the female, thinner. In these two categories, this is somewhat thicker than the female. And coming to the stiffness, because of the longer vocal cord and thick, the stiffness is least. It has least stiffness. Least means we have the 4 categories. In all the 4 categories, least stiffness. And here stiffness is somewhat increased, more. The stiffness increases. Once again, coming to the male baby, stiffness increases more increases. And here, in case of female babies, the stiffness is maximum stiffness. So here the vocal cord is very, 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 very tight, more stiff. Because of this structure, the sound produced, the loudness, the shrillness, or we can say sharpness of sound is different in all the 4 categories. Here in male adult, the sound is louder. But that louder sound will not produce any pinching effect in the ear than this one. If we compare the sound of male and female, the sound from male adult is louder, but the sound from female adult, it is more sharper means, जैसे कि we say कान में चुभता है, because this sound is more, very, very sharp. We say it is more shrill. And coming to the sound from baby, both the sound are more shrill than this, more sharp than the sound from adult. Both the sound. But the maximum sharpness of sound means ज़्यादा चुभने वाला साउंड कौन सा है? फीमेल बेबी, because it is more stiff. Maximum stiffness is produced. इसीलिए कोई बच्चा रोता है, so we get irritated. सबसे पहले कहते हैं उसको शांत करो, because of the shock. So this is something, some basic things about the sound. We'll see more about the sound in the next video.